What's up? Derek from AUG. Today we are taking a look at our AUG. Alright, today we're taking a look at the AUG, and we're going to be running it through some stages, doing semi-auto, 3-shot burst, and full. Our AUG has a unique ability to do all three, depending on settings of the trigger pack. So we're going to run through all three, compare, and see how viable burst is compared to full or semi, and if any of them actually stand out from each other. Test 1, semi, shooter ready?
Yep.
Stand by. Ready. Stand by. Oh, fuck.
870.
Alright, semi burst full. Burst run 1, shooter ready.
Yep.
Stand by.
Forgot about him.
657.
Still was faster though.
Yeah.
Oh.
This bitch is holding on for dear life.
I keep thinking it's gonna eject where it should.
Wrong.
Where'd it go? It should be like right under your feet. Yeah, that's right.
Initial thoughts. What do you think?
It's not as controllable on burst, even at close range, because your groups are opening up from like 2-3 inches when you're going fast to, I don't know, 6.
Yeah.
And we're what, 15 yards at best?
Yeah. But it did shave 2 whole seconds.
Yeah, but I missed 2.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I did hit both on the steel though, which I guess it is tight enough for that, but you gotta see what you want, speed or accuracy. We also are being strict. Like technically, yeah, they are all like effective hits on the individual, but like if we're just counting 5s, then yeah, your group's opening up enough to where, especially I want to see the more we keep doing this on that hostage. We still haven't winged him yet, but
He's not gonna survive full.
no, that Soviet doctrine, dog. Burst fire run on the D-man. You ready? Stand by.
That's cool.
Not working?
I might have just fucked up pulling the trigger. Let me just see if it's working or not. There, yeah, I just fucked up the trigger. Wait, that was 4.
I didn't count it, but
That was 4 rounds.
so it just went back to auto. For me, it was doing 3s.
Yeah. Kooky Austrians. Yeah, it's on 6-3. It's 3 rounds.
Because there's no way my brain was just turning it off at 3.
No.
Because I would just yank it and it'd stop. Try it again in the 3rd. That was like, that was like 6.
That's a new feature.
What if you tap it?
Let's do it a little burst. We'll get 3 style.
No. That was it. That was it.
That's just me letting off
Oh.
the trigger. Really hoping we can burst.
I mean, it worked for mine.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Alright.
Shooter, is you ready?
Yeah.
Stand boner. So, in our scientific opinion here, either we do just have a bad fire control unit. I mean, these things are made out of souped up poly reinforced ABS or whatever. But in my run, it stayed in 3-round burst. And the way you toggle between the two is just this little tiny red lever here. You have 3-round burst, and you have full auto. We've tried switching it back and forth, but at least for my run, the 3-round burst position worked. Now Derek's having it just stay in full auto. So maybe something is pushing this in to where it's overriding it, but I don't think that would functionally work because, yeah. Or maybe
really
our
don't have to take that apart.
Or maybe like our cog itself, whatever you would call it, the ratcheting piece for the burst itself, is bad. I mean, it has spring pressure on it.
I mean, it was just working.
I don't know. We'll swap it over to full, see what happens. Maybe now that it's in full, it'll only do 3-round burst, and we somehow did something backwards.
Oh, gee, you're on the range. You thought you racked it. Go ahead and check.
And then
Right,
you let
yeah.
go.
Oh,
you're not-
use your forward assist. Oh, wait. There is none.
I mean, yeah, you got nothing here, dude.
Cringe.
Yep.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Stand by. Yep. Cool. Yeah, it's that progressive trigger that got me fucked up. That when I'm trying to do control burst, because I'm just sending it, just grip it and it goes. When I'm trying to do control burst, I'm trying not to grip it too hard, and that time I didn't grip it hard enough, so then it just jumped to semi. And then there's that second of, oh, was that a malfunction, or did I just fuck up the trigger, and it cost time doing it more. All right, so the plan today was to run a series of different drills at different ranges and different targets, comparing semi, burst, and full auto through the AUG, since it's the only platform that we have that you can rapidly switch between all those settings. But for some reason, the burst decided that that's lame and just wanted to do full. So at the moment, it's just semi and full. So all that science and stuff we had planned is out the window. So I guess this is just going to be a basic overview of the AUG itself in its current settings, when it works, how it wants to work. Yeah, disappointing. Yeah. Turns out, after prolonged wear and tear, that an entirely plastic trigger group with plastic gears and cogs and hammers isn't the most reliable and is prone to breakage or slippage, or we don't know what's going on, and it's definitely not designed to be user maintainable or easily disassembled. So we're gonna have to go back to the shop and rip this apart and see if we can figure out what's going on.
I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good idea. Fuck it, we're lubing it. We're gonna lube it. See if anything's binding up, because she runs dirty, especially with the can on it. On full auto, she gets nasty.
Remember, kids, everything at SHOT Show is free. Take as many
If it fits in your pockets,
as you want.
why would they want you to have it if they didn't make it stealable?
I like purple for the lube. That's a good.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, I kind of like the white, thick, creamy.
I don't know, the grimace shake lube.
The grimace
Make it
schmiz. It's like,
2.5.
yeah, wow, amazing. Fuck the AUG. Bullpups are gimmicks. It's a cool, neato sci-fi thing, but the aliens are here. The green men are rappelling through my roof. I'm not grabbing this unless it's the only thing here. And even then, I'm gonna go, fuck, I need one of these.
I mean, honestly.
If you're foreign, you get a slight pass because it's somewhat of a cultural item. Enjoy those trenches. So the goal for today's video was to use the AUG as a base platform to test the viability of semi-auto versus 3-shot burst to full auto, because this has a unique ability to do all three. And we had some troubles with that at the range today, and it just ended up becoming just a rough overview of the AUG and how not great it is. All right, so the AUG did not cooperate today. Um, we got one stage out in 3-shot burst with Clayton, and after that it decided that 3-shot's lame, and it's just gonna stick to full auto the whole time. So it did work, just not in the way that we had wanted to, which was a bummer, but not surprising with this gun and the way it's built. The trigger pack, as we showed you at the range, is made out of plastic and springs. It feels like a Nerf gun when you pull the trigger. Like, it's not good. Consistently, when we have new people try it and shoot it, they pull the trigger and they're like, ew, it's not a pleasant experience, especially as it gets dirty and a little grimy. It just gets worse as the day goes on.
Got him for the big steal. I don't know. Yeah, you gotta squeeze all the way through. Oh my God! What is this trick? What the fuck?
Clayton, tell us your thoughts on this.
All right, mic me up, big fella.
Clayton Bigsby, everybody.
Yep. Unironically, that was my nickname for a little while. So, the AUG. Iconic Call of Duty Cold War kind of weapon. Not the game specifically, but also just the Cold War in general. Great idea, actually.
A lot of good ideas packed into it.
Because you get, at least for those guys, the actual issued ones, you're rocking usually a 20-inch barrel. This is a 16, but our muzzle brake kind of brings us there anyway. But if you're actually rocking the 20, so you get a little bit better accuracy. I know there's all the guys that argue like ideal twists, and that's not my thing. But so you get a good bit of accuracy out of it. We haven't shot super long range groups with it to test that ourselves, at least with the 16. You get a nice compact package for doing vehicle work. I mean, trenches, CQB, whatever you want to call it. So the compactness of this thing is pretty sweet once you train around the reloads. Because like, if I was a Australian infantryman or an Austrian infantryman, I bet you I would be running this thing impeccably. Like, you know what I mean? You get that training out, you practice with it, and it's the only thing you know. Those dudes rock these things hard. I didn't get to do the Aussie deployment to actually see those dudes in person, but from what I've heard, they rock these things. I do like the balance of it. Yeah, a lot of the weight is towards the front half, but once you're actually kind of shouldered it, even in like the low ready and everything, it's a super handy gun. Like, just the maneuverability of it, the pointability, like you can just draw it down on an Iraqi that is giving you lip. Yeah, the grip, I get why they did it, but if your hand slides up even a little bit after you've burned like 2 mags, you are burning your hand, because you'll be here, and once you ride that auto, you have the tendency to kind of slip if you don't hold it with your thumb around the actual grip itself. So you'll slip up and you'll just feel your glove start melting. Obviously, that's like a training issue more than anything, because it's just like a heat of the moment deal. It is nice that it folds. Another thing I was pointing out is, like, I do like the sleek curves of this thing. It does not have, I mean, once you slap all this crap on it, and I bet you the dude's now running the A3s with all their rails and everything, which is another point I'll get to here in a second. But once you slap all this crap on it, yeah, you do get some snags. But even just base like this with a fat optic on it, and I know this isn't what those dudes run, but it's what we got. The snags are a lot less, at least on the bottom half, because like you could sling this on your back if you're operating like a crew serve or just literally doing any normal tasks you need to do. And it just seems, I haven't worn it for long periods of time, it seems like it wouldn't snag so bad. Whereas like the M4, you get the front sight, it'll just grab your belt or your pants, or the rail itself, and then the mag itself too. On this one, once you put the, all we have are the 42s, which for some weird reason will only hold 41, every single one of them. But once you get that guy in there, you're getting a little bit of it, you know, because it sticks past the grip. I bet you the 30s probably, if I had to guess, they end probably right here, so it kind of eliminates that. And then going back to the rail, so with this kind of shorter, so we have the A1 I guess, receiver, you would call it. I don't know. But yeah, we have the A1 receiver and then the A3 upper assembly, however they determine that. And it is definitely an upgrade from the A1 or even the A2, because you do have the option to put some accessories on here to actually make it capable in more than just daytime. But since all these rails are so tight into the optic, if you really had to operate any of these, it becomes a pain in the ass. And then even just charging it, at least with this, how we have it set up. I mean, yeah, we could drop like a Unity or some other crazy whiz-bang gadget to extend the PEC away from the optic itself and try to keep it out of the line of sight. But just rocking it how it is, trying to charge it with all this crap here can be a pain in the ass when you're doing it fast, because all you end up doing is racking and grabbing all this random junk with your other fingers, and it's just something you have to train around, I guess. But I have noticed, at least in the pictures I've seen, a lot of the dudes have those newer rail systems that kind of come down further. So that probably gets you away from that in the sense that everything's not so crowded. You can actually, at least for dudes like me that have longer arms, you can actually reach out and manipulate stuff. But then you kind of get away from the compactness. So it goes both ways. What else? The slings are a little awkward. We didn't run one today for the video just because we didn't want it to get in the way. But when you're running a sling, at least with this setup, let me just flag cameraman here. So you have one QD dead center, like top dead center on the front of the, I guess, upper. And then you have the built-in pin, which to my knowledge is reversible. So if you're, wanting to run it the other way, you can just stick it in the other way. But when you're running it on here, especially with all this junk, you'll have it to where, like, as you drop to transition to pistol or whatever, you can have it get caught up in the PEC, and it'll just try to spin the gun into yourself, which is kind of a nut tapper. And then it'll also, if you let it, it'll get in the way of the charging handle, which can be a pain in the ass too. What else? I mean, overall, like, I can see where they were going with it. Great on paper, like Derek was saying, but a lot of things could be better. And yeah, we don't have the most updated version, so a lot of these problems probably have been fixed. But at least with what we've got right now, rocking it, a lot of room for improvement. If we were able to get, we're still working on it, but we have another plastic, the NATO that takes normal Stenag mags. That'd probably be nice too, because then you can kind of control your length, and you just get more reliable, I guess. I mean, we haven't really had issues with these mags. It's just the non-standardized platform that we don't like, because I'd rather just use one of the 500 normal mags we have than the 5 waffle mags we bought. Yeah. What else?
What do you not like about it?
So just overall, just general dislikes. You can't shoot it lefty, realistically.
Not this model.
Because I know the newer ones that you can reverse them and all that stuff, just like the MDRs and things like that. Other more modern bullpups. But like if you had to transition to your other shoulder to get around a corner or something, you're going to eat that shit right in your face. And it's really not doable. What else? Charging handle. It's a little small. I know why they did it, but because they wanted to kind of keep it in the profile of the side of the receiver there. But if it was a little larger, or maybe if it folded,
Canted a little bit.
like an L85 or something, have it pop out, that might be better. What else? Yeah, the sling attachment points. But now that I'm looking at it, is there really a better place to put it? Maybe if there's kind of something up here, that might even be what that strange random bulging pin is for. Not sure, but maybe somewhere on the side, just so you don't get that kind of like rotation as you drop the gun onto your chest. What else? I was going to say the trigger, but there's really no way to make it better when you're doing the whole bullpup thing, because you really have like essentially just a metal rod from here to here that dictates your trigger pull, and there's probably not a better way to make it smoother. I mean, I bet you could mill something crazy and polish all the parts and all that, but it's functional. It's not unusable. And like I said, again, it's a training deal. A lot of those guys probably can rip headshots at 100 like it's nothing, but at least for the layman, that trigger sucks. What else? Yeah, the rail solution, but like I said, that's already out, so just something we'll have to look into, see if we can acquire one of those. That's really it.
Final thoughts on it? Would you recommend it to someone?
If I were Joe Schmo dickhead and I have what are these now, like, yeah, like $1,800, the cheapest you can find them at best. I mean, I'm also not looking. You probably can snag a deal. Would I go running and buy one, even if it took the snags? No. If you're one of those weird bullpup dudes and you love watching, like anime and Genshin Impact and all that weird shit, sure, run it. Whatever floats your goat, man. But I think bullpups are a fad that training can solve, because here, let me get a comparison. So this is what, 12 or 14, no, 10 with like a 2-inch. So this is 10-inch Mark 18 with like a 1.5-inch long muzzle brake. They are functionally the same if you ended it at the threads of the AUG. Capability wise, are you really gaining that much range out of the extra, 4 inches, 5 inches? So the ballistics nerds will chime in and tell me, yeah. Which undoubtedly, yeah, you probably are getting a decent increase in range out of that 5 inches, totally average. But is it actually worth it? Are you realistically going to notice those differences? Are you more accurate than that rifle? Probably not. I'm not. Now, but then you go into the civilian argument of, I can buy this right off the shelf. I got to wait and do my E-form and all that crap to do a 10.5. Yeah, you got a point there. But also, can you not train around 5 more inches of barrel? Can you not just rock a 16 or a 14.5 pinned and welded and then just practice, spend the money that you saved by buying a 10-inch or a 14.5 or whatever that you built yourself or even got it from a store? The money you save versus buying one of these and then pimping it all out, you could have bought like a case and a half, 2 cases of ammo, and then actually ran this thing and figured out how to fight over, 4.5, 5 inches more a barrel, to where it made no difference. And also, you probably know how to shoot this already. You're going to have to practice and practice and practice with this and still maybe not even be as fast as a pretty normal dude with one of these. So, kind of up to you on that one. If you're super into it, do it. I can't tell you how to live your life, man. They are cool. That's why we got it, just because it's interesting. But are we like running this as like a go-to-war rifle? No. We're running stuff like this. Yeah. That's about it. And then iron sights. You can't really do iron sights on this. I mean, like, yeah, you can, but what, your sight radius is what? Fucking 10 inches? Fuck that.
All right. Likes and dislikes of this, as we've already mentioned a lot. There's a lot of cool features in this. One of them that I like is the barrel. Again, a cool feature that you just pull the bolt back, this button, and then pull the barrel out. Makes for easy caliber changes or barrel swaps if it's the H-bar? Yeah, the LMG version. But is that a feature that the average Joe needs? Not really. Outside of cleaning, you're not really going to be taking your barrels out or fucking with that at all. There's just a cool feature. Outside of the LMG, not really needed at all. Yeah, don't like the charging handle where it's at. If it could just fold out or something. But, it's a 70s design with modern technology strapped to it. So you're going to have just shit like that. I like the length of pull. It's not adjustable at all. I have big, long, monkey arms. But I like that where the rail is at, even optics that have shit eye boxes like ACOGs or this Elcan, It's very easy to move it to where it's comfortable, where I can just bring it up and it's right there. I hate having to like crane my neck way forward to get into the eye box of optics. It's always a pain. Yeah, cool gun, cool features. I love the aesthetic of it. You know, I love the callback to 1980s action movie bad guy gun. That's super cool. But yeah, it's a cool novelty item. If the aliens are invaded or shit's hitting the fan and I have one of these, I'm not going to be happy about that. I'm going to try and use this to get to something like the Mark 18. Yeah, cool gun. If you like it or if you're interested in it, we offer these on the website that I can't link on YouTube, but you can figure it out and find it. I think we have them in stock. Cool novelty, but as your first weapon like this or your primary, unless you're just a diehard bullpup guy, which first of all, weird, I wouldn't recommend it. Start with an AR, go from there. This is a cool toy, but I would treat it as such. Sponsors. Today's video is brought by absolutely no one. We do this ourselves. No one wants to give us money. Please give us money. And we're not going to accept money from certain companies that we'll yell at later. Yeah, so check it out, moguns.com. We got merch. We got other firearms and accessories, all that stuff on the sister website. Check it out. Give us a like. Give us a follow.
Conglomerate ever.
No, we're not joining whatever media group.
The new one is this month.
No. No, we're going to stay as independent and unfiltered as humanly possible. We aren't making money on this. We're doing this to share some of our cool shit with you guys and spread what little knowledge bombs we have. But for the most part, this is a passion project. We'll see you guys next time. Fuck you, SDI. No, fuck it. Fuck it. We'll do this. All right. Don't burn your GI Bill on fucking diploma mills for a degree that is entirely hands-on that they're selling you as an online service. All right? You're not going to become a mechanic through watching YouTube videos. You got to get hands-on with that. You're not going to be a gunsmith by lighting your GI Bill on fire and fucking assembling an AR in your basement watching YouTube videos. All right? Go to a real school that's accredited, not just accredited. And just because a YouTuber is selling it to you doesn't mean you should buy it. All right, that's it. Whoa! Cut that.